welcome to Third Act Film. Today, we're going to try and guess some of the team-ups that Marvel may want to try in future films. Here with me is Todd James.
Hello.
And I'm James Forbes.
Hello, James.
Okay, Todd, kick us off.
Alright, so your intro threw me a bit. I didn't think we were trying to guess which ones we thought would happen.
Oh, right.
I've just gone with ridiculous ones that won't happen, but I would like to see. So, yeah, this could get awkward. But I'll start anyway.
Go for it.
Two characters, but they're both upcoming in the Marvel Universe. Doctor Strange and the Punisher.
Why?
Right. In Original Sin, in the comic Original Sin,
Okay.
there is it's not a huge amount, but there's this bit where they are together and Doctor Strange is taking them through like various dimensions.
How brief is this moment?
It's not that brief, but it's not like a huge, like epic
Okay.
novella. But yeah, and just how different they are, but they also like kind of really get on. And it would just be like a funny sort of, and in this they're trying to solve a big like intergalactic crime. And it's like the two of them together doing like a buddy cop style.
So you want John Bertfall and Benedict Cumberbatch.
The ultimate team up, yeah.
I guess so. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch, he can do anything as an actor.
Yeah.
And I think he can,
right.
as acting as a character, he can make that character do anything. And I think it works with Doctor Strange. If you did it as a kind of inspector thing. You know what, I was against this at first because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you've clearly done it as a joke. But
Just sort of, but it did happen. And wouldn't it be funny?
It would, actually.
I mean, Doctor Strange doesn't need Punisher. He could just magic up a gun and be like, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
But
And he could constantly stop the Punisher from killing people. Like, the Punisher's like, all right, I'm going to kill them all. And then
evaporate bullets in midair.
Yeah. He turns the bullets into chocolate or whatever. And then the bad guy's like, what the hell
snaps.
is happening?
But so it definitely won't happen, but it would just be so good. Even if they just met, which they still
and they're two
gonna
quite,
happen.
they're very arrogant people in their own rights,
Yeah.
The Punisher is his way, and that's the only way. And Doctor Strange is not so strongly, but yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it would just be fun.
Wow, I'm actually sold.
Oh
wow,
I can't believe it.
Okay,
all right, go on, see if you can do the same.
And it also just to continue, I really like this. Just to continue,
right?
It kind of we keep on saying, we've said in the previous video. I can't remember which video actually, but we've said previously.
Link here if we can remember what it is. Right.
We've said that they need the TV verse and the movie verse to make up and be friends.
Well, you said that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for that to happen. Yeah.
No, what would that would be awesome if you had the Punisher with Doctor Strange solving a crime.
Just the most ridiculous, like intergalactic neo noir. Like, yeah.
Wow. Anyway,
right.
Mine all look terrible now.
I'm
like looking at my list.
Lay 'em on me.
Iron Man and the Hulk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Go on, pitch it to me more.
Just thinking in the movie verse, the two seem to be very chummy. They created
science bros.
They're science bros, and I'm liking that. And they created Ultron. I mean, they can create wonderful technology together, and they can also create evil together on accident. So having them to work together, perhaps the plot would be trying to separate Bruce Banner from the Hulk, or trying to cure Bruce Banner, but then making it worse, and then Iron Man having to fight him again.
Again.
Yeah. But I would love to see a second Hulkbuster fight, but this time so he's in his Iron Man suit. And then he calls the Hulkbuster, and then the
Hulkbuster calls a Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
then the Hulk turns into Clue, and it's like the ultimate fight.
Yeah,
yeah. I would watch that.
I would watch that. Yeah, but I just like the chumminess of those two.
Yeah,
mostly. I like their dynamic together. Maybe it wouldn't work just for a film. Maybe it does work better because we see it so briefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, give that a go.
The only one for that would be the plot. I like what would they do?
Yeah. Solving something and
a neo-noir buddy cop comedy, perhaps.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like it. Speaking of the Hulk,
go for it.
My next one would be this is one of those things where you'd never really know if it starts as just like a fan thing or a rumor, and then it's just said so much that it just like becomes a thing.
Yeah.
The Hulk and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
No, you haven't heard that before.
No, I've never heard that.
All right, so
I've heard of like the Hulk in space and
yeah, the suggestion was because Disney / Marvel Studios don't have the full rights to a Hulk solo film.
yeah.
They would sort of combine a Planet Hulk with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
That sort of thing. And like I said, it's one of those things that's just been said so much. Obviously not that much,
No,
if you've
'cause I
never
haven't
heard
heard
it.
of it. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it would be a good way to keep, because at the moment we're not going to see Bruce Banner again until we're only going to see him in the Avengers.
Yeah, and it's pretty
And-
sad, isn't it?
yeah.
We do need to get him out,
And Hulk solo
Hulk
films
him out.
don't tend to work as well.
but a Hulk team up film
Yeah,
may just.
yeah. And you know, there's only so far that stuff on Earth can be ridiculous for him to smash. You get into space,
He can smash
like,
anything.
yeah.
and there's no recourse.
the
like,
only
it's not
limit
planet.
is how big something you can imagine is for him
That's
to
why
punch in the face.
That's why I'm so excited for if they ever do a Planet Hulk film, because
Mm.
it's just him in an arena, and you just get the people who worked on Pacific Rim, get them involved, and we're like, yeah, design us some monsters, please, and then just have
Yeah.
ever increasingly bigger monsters for this Hulk who gets gradually smaller
Yeah.
in comparison, just punch until they die.
Like compared to us, he's like 3 times bigger than me and you.
But then these creatures,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Oh.
like city blocks. He's just taking them out one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. Yeah,
I mean, it won't happen, and it would probably be an awful film. But God, do I want to see it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. What have you got for me?
I'm a similar thread.
Yeah.
Golden Boy, I believe, and he wears gold. And I've already mentioned him, Iron Man. He is
Oh,
Marvel's
right.
poster
Okay.
boy. He's the
Okay.
one who's really kicked it off for them.
Right.
Teaming up with the comic book poster boy of Spider-Man, having the
Okay.
two, because Spider-Man is huge on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bad Spider-Man film still pulled in. What was it 750 million, nearly 800 million. A
Yeah.
bad Spider-Man film
Yeah.
brought in that much.
Like no, a terrible, like
Yeah.
an abomination of a film. Yeah.
That is insane. How much money that's brought in, because
Yeah.
everyone just loves Spider-Man, and everyone now loves Iron Man thanks to Robert Downey Jr. and
Yeah.
the Marvel Studios. So them two in the film,
Yeah.
either against each other or working together. Pretty much the only kind of plot I had was that toward the end, Iron Man makes Spider-Man the famous Iron Spider,
Spider.
suit,
Yeah.
makes him his own suit, and then
Yeah, well, it's sort of been suggested that in the Spider-Man standalone, the 2017 one, that Iron Man will be in it, and they will be.
there was a rumor about
Yeah.
it like 6 or so months ago.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things no one really knows if it's happening or not.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure some people know,
yeah. Someone knows.
just not us.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I can see it happening. I don't know if it would be a whole film, but definitely like a sequence or like not a subplot, but like a part of a film.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd like it.
yeah. I think
I'd
Iron
watch
Man,
it.
Iron Man with anyone, you'd be like, yeah, I'll give that a go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
This is the
Right.
third Iron Man suggestion.
yeah. Well, so I wanted to do a team up with Black Bolt
Yeah.
and whoever was the most irritating, quippy, never stops talking character. Because Black Bolt can't talk
Yeah.
without destroying things.
Yeah.
Originally, I was going to go for Rocket Raccoon, but he would have to have Groot with him, and then it would be like 2 people that can't talk. You know.
And both played by Vin Diesel.
Yeah, yeah.
Hopefully.
So I decided to go with Iron Man, as it's more likely to happen. Just the thought of one of them never shutting up and one
Yeah.
of them never talking, and just like him getting really, really annoyed.
Yeah.
Like the kind of I get annoyed with Iron Man sometimes, but that's what makes me like him more.
Yeah.
And just the thought of those two.
He's done it before, hasn't it? When I think this was in the Avengers, where he was trying to make Bruce Banner angry.
Oh
and
yeah,
and everyone's like,
poking him,
stop,
yeah.
stop
Yeah.
making him angry.
Yeah.
And he just wants to see what could happen. He wants
Yeah.
to see that. And I think, yeah, if you had it with Black Bolt, he would constantly try to make him talk. He's
Yeah.
just a really curious natured person, isn't he? And,
Yeah.
And he knows if he annoys people, he gets more out of them, and it works. Yeah.
And there's even the element of he fought the Hulk and won.
Yeah.
Like
Kind of, yeah.
he fought Ultron and one, kind of.
Kind of.
Like, what really powerful stuff is there left that he knows about?
Yeah.
He fought Thor, and then it got broken up.
Yeah.
But like, Black Bolt is the kind of...
Yeah.
Is another step in, like, who else... Like, and I think he might have that element of... They might not say it overtly, but he might have that element of arrogance of, like, I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
People love me.
Yeah.
I'll just make a new suit and beat you.
I'll make something that kind of repulses your sound, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
That, again,
not as much as your first one. The Punisher, Doctor Strange
Punisher,
one. I'm sold. Like, completely.
Make it happen, yeah.
My next one, it's literally just for one picture that I'll try and find and have it here as I'm talking.
Okay.
It's for one picture to happen, is when you have Ant-Man. I think
I know what's happening, yeah.
He shrinks down to the size of a bullet, and he stands on the end of an arrow, which is held by Hawkeye,
right? Who
then fires that said arrow
Yeah.
somewhere. Even though it doesn't really make sense, because they say, so this isn't my idea. This is from the film theorist. Actually, I saw it recently.
Right.
Where they say that his density doesn't change. It's the space in between atoms that they shrink that makes makes Ant-Man small.
Yeah.
So he weighs the same, yet he could stand on a guy's gun and not like... He's a full-grown man. That's a lot of added weight. And he stood on the man's gun in Ant-Man whilst running up it to punch him in the face. And if he punched him in the face, his jaw would have flown off. Like,
it would have just gone straight through his cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
he's
bit
the density of a man still. He's not any lighter. But anyway. And then
science aside,
we just assume Hawkeye is that strong and he's holding it up. He's like
on the end of an arrow. There's a fully grown man.
He's like, I'm just about. Can I fire, please? And then Captain America's there like, hold it, hold it. He's like, please. Yeah. It was all based off that one image. I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
They did it toward the end.
If that happens in Civil War, I'd love it. I think they're probably going to be on the same side in Civil War.
I can't remember. They have released posters for it.
Yeah.
I'll put the picture here.
Great, good job. But I don't know if I would want a whole film of just the two of them.
Yeah.
Just for that one moment.
Yeah.
Unless they can find a bunch of other ridiculous things to do.
Small stuff with an arrow.
And then Ant-Man can turn into Giant Man. And he can pick up Hawkeye.
And fire Hawkeye.
Yeah. Hawkeye would die.
He gets a big arrow and fires regular size Hawkeye on the end of it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm definitely up for this.
That's 2 scenes already.
Yeah.
That's like 2/3 of the film done.
Yeah.
Nice one. All right, go on.
Yeah, I got one more. It's a bit of a boring one compared to what we've been talking about so far, because it would just be good. Captain America with Black Panther.
Okay.
Right. Just because I want to see them have a little fisticuffs, but also they're kind of similar powers in a way. I know there are differences, but they're like
Both
bread and butter
superhuman.
are just like they're really strong and fast.
Yeah.
And just the thought of them, like the raid styly, taking on just like 100 men running at them and them just like fighting their way through. And they're also quite similar in their nobility and their...
They are quite noble, yeah.
Yeah, and they're kind of, let's do the right thing,
and they're
guys.
both kind of out of time. They've got that... Because Wakanda, they keep themselves to themselves for so long.
Yeah, true.
And they keep themselves to their own culture and they don't let anything come in.
Yeah.
And Captain America is literally from...
another time.
From another time.
Yeah.
So you got like a city trapped in a time and then he's from a different time, yeah.
And I just think it would be a cool kind of... Not as funny as some of the ones we've said.
No,
but it would just be like a pretty
awesome...
Well,
if you threw in someone else, like...
I don't know. Who's funny?
Yeah. For an Ant-Man or something.
On the end of an arrow. On the end of Black Panther's fist.
Or even Michael Pena.
Sure.
Throw him in.
Yeah, why not? He's an important part of the universe now.
He is now, yeah. And just have him describe what they're doing as they're doing it.
It's like commentating.
Yeah, commentating and having Black Panther with his covered up mouth like rah, 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 in the voice of Michael Pena,
okay. And now you've sold me completely now on my own idea.
Lovely.
But yeah, it would just be a cool thing to see, I think. And I think we will get that. We will get them side by side.
Cool.
Yeah, you got one more for me?
A last one.
Okay.
And the last one.
The last one.
I could just change it to Iron Man again, but no,
Okay.
I'm going to stick with it.
We've had enough of Iron Man.
Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Yeah, with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. You suggested this before.
Yeah.
Very similar to this before.
Yeah.
Link here, maybe?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I
carry on.
suggested that she would be the new addition to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Because we're all fairly sure that they're going to add a new member in the Volume 2, and then probably another one in Volume 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to push it forward for a change in roster.
Yeah.
And having Captain Marvel join, it will help. It will
Yeah.
be pretty cool. Because they don't actually have anyone that flies other than Star-Lord, who kind of flies.
Hovers. He flies if
hovers,
he's
yeah.
in space.
He flies if he's in
hovered,
space. And he can like jump really high, I guess.
Yeah.
But Captain Marvel would be able to fly. The best teams need someone who can fly. This I keep saying this, but
Yeah, you've said this before.
and I think it'll be a good fit. I think it'll be quite interesting. Someone who's, because these guys are all criminals, and then she is a respectable military person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's
Her trying to keep them in check. But
being
also
like,
'cause
you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, but like the whole reason we're together is because we tried to steal this one thing and
Yeah.
tried to assassinate each other, and we're in prison and broke out. And she's like, what?
Because they've kind of, at the end of the first one, they imply that they're not going straight, but they're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
do the right thing, but
Yeah.
their own way. With her, they're being like, guys, stop
Yeah.
killing all these people.
Like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just get a bounty, and then having her argue with Rocket would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And him just being like, I've been doing this for years. Like, who are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
And then the kind of struggle for leadership, because Captain Marvel, because she's, you know, with the military background, she's been a leader for so long.
Yeah.
Can she kind of allow
Herself
Star-Lord
to- yeah.
to allow
Who is
this,
just a douche.
he's
like,
just, just this douche, and then they could do it in the sense that she finds this kind of level of respect for him and how he is actually a good leader, and they can show that and why he is in charge of Guardians.
And he would definitely try and sleep with her.
Yeah.
It's just the
but
Peter
she would
Quill,
have to turn him down.
She'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, get away from me. you
Like
creep.
let him do a whole scene where he's doing all the
Yeah.
plays. He's playing the music, a bit like with Gamora.
Yeah.
And then just be like, no, go away.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
All right.
that's it.
What crossovers would you guys like to see? You know, you can just do 2 characters like we've done, or you can do anything.
Yeah.
We don't really care. We love it all.
Yeah, we love reading your comments. So
Yeah.
let us know.
Leave any suggestions in the comments, as James just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.
But what better way to motivate Nick Fury to do something than to tell him not to do something?
I think, yeah, that's probably going to be the biggest one of the year. Yeah, if they had, you know, actors in
they
those
had
parts.
actors in the
Yeah.
film